Brian Eldridge joining us with Nerds on Call. What are some of the things that people do? The biggest thing, it's the photo sharing, and it can be a huge problem.
Yeah, like the number one thing that online that we do that is that oversharing. You know, we spend a lot of our time chronicling our day, and if we're spending our time talking about things that we wouldn't tell our friend about 3 days from now, it's probably too much. Or if we're spending time sharing things that are kind of private, like, hey, I'm headed to that doctor to get that growth removed.
Yes.
We don't want to talk about that.
I always see these long posts on Facebook, and they're always sappy and depressing. And yeah, that's a little too much.
In a recent study, 90% of Americans said that they think others share too much online, and 59% of adults think that they overshare things. So it's kind of weird that it's kind of a weird statistical anomaly there.
Now, I had changed my settings so I don't allow people to post to my wall or anything like that because I want to monitor what's being posted. But another thing, a lot of people post photos, they're out on vacation, things like that, and how can that be a big threat to them?
Well, if you're posting pictures of your vacation or your itinerary, sometimes they'll even take pictures of they're really happy. I'm going to Hawaii, and they'll take a picture of their ticket.
And you're not thinking. You just told the entire world you're gone and your house is free to be robbed.
Yeah, and not only that, but they can also, if you put your ticket on there, they can easily use that to check in at the airport and take your flight too.
Really?
So keep that in mind. One of the ways you can protect yourself is go into your settings and see who you're sharing with. Sometimes the default is set to friends of friends rather than just friends. So let's say you've got a friend, Joe, and he can see all your stuff, and you're fine with Joe seeing all your stuff, but Joe's not so nice friend, Jeff, maybe can look at stuff and you're like, oh, wait a minute, Jeff's kind of sketchy. I wouldn't have shared that with him, right?
Yeah.
So change your settings inside your Facebook or your Twitter to see that. But also, we were talking about vacation photos. If you're an Instagram fan, they geotag your photos. And so let's say you take a lot of pictures at home and you take pictures at school and anywhere else you're going to be, and those geotag people can look up those geotags and see where you are. And they can see, like, if you take pictures at the grocery store, hey, look at this funny-looking produce, and you took a picture, they can see where you shop, where you go to school, where your house is, all that stuff.
Yeah, I tend to post stuff after the fact, after I've enjoyed it. That way, you know, it comes a little bit later. Let's talk about another interesting thing you were talking about is credit cards on Twitter.
Yes.
What is this?
Well, weird enough, people will take pictures of their new credit card. They get like a little cartoony rabbit or something on there, and they go, oh, look at my cute little credit card. Or they have a custom card made, yes. And they'll take a picture of it, and then they'll post it to Twitter because they're not thinking about it. And then all of a sudden, as you can see in the feed there, just everybody's putting their stinking credit cards online. What are you thinking? So there's a great place on Twitter you can go to so you can kind of laugh at other people's silliness. Is you can go to twitter.com/need-a-debit-card, and you can see that feed we were just showing.
You can see everyone.
Yeah.
I think my husband's extremely smart, but he had a custom card made with our dog on it, and he was about to post it. I was like, no, what are you doing?
I did something really weird. My son's 3-year-old birthday, I made this great little flyer of him dressed as Darth Vader, and I thought it was the greatest flyer in the world, and it had our address on it to where our party was going to be. My wife is like, what are you doing? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because now I'm posting out my address to everybody, which, you know, somebody could find if they did some work, but why do I want to make it easy?
Yeah, don't make it easy. Let's talk about the app of the week. What is your pick of the week?
Okay, so this is To Do Movies 3. Now, here's the thing is, I watch a lot of movies. I go to Netflix or I'll watch something on my Xbox or something, but sometimes I'll forget about that movie that just came out in the theater and go, oh, what was that movie again that had Tom Hardy in it? Oh, I want to see that. This is a to-do list for your movies, so you can quickly post things that you want to see. It'll keep actors and the plot.
Oh, so you can keep track of movies. Oh, okay.
And it's a little to-do list. It's kind of weird, you know, something about our society that we need a to-do list of movies to watch, but it's also kind of cool, especially if you're going to Netflix and you want to go, oh, what am I going to watch today? What did I want to see? And you can go to this to-do list and see what it is.
I feel like I don't have that problem because I don't have any free time to watch movies. But I can see why people would like that, because sometimes if I do have time and I want to watch a movie, I can't remember what was that movie.
Exactly, and then you spend hours trolling through Facebook's, or I'm sorry, through Twitter's, I'm going to say the right word here, Netflix's list, and you're like, oh, this is taking me 2 hours just to find a movie to watch. This way you can just get to it right nice and quick.
Hey, well, all great tips. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Nerds on Call, where can people find your information?
Well, they can go to callnerds.com and check us out. We got a blog with all kinds of great tips on it.
Yeah, you're very nerdy. In a good way, of course.